being a gamer wasn't cool, dude, that was something else. But then you had like a little group of friends that were also gamers, and one of them was that popular kid. And that popular kid in my school was Terry Lee Jones the third. And I remember because he had his name written on his chair because we were
I'm
in the
above
first grade,
Thatcher.
and the teacher needed to know, like, what our names were. I'm like, Terry, why does your name have jail bars in it? He's like, oh no, that's a 3. I'm like, no, those are jail bars, dude. And he's like, okay. So then we became friends, and then like all the girls started chasing me on the playground too, and that was wild. I told my stepdad about that. And he's like, "Hey man, that's kind of PogChamp." And I said, "Hell yeah, dude." So then we went back to Whole Foods, and he had this Fused soda that he wanted, and there was like a cherry version that he wanted, but he ended up buying a mango instead. And I don't think I trust him for that, because why would you get something mango over something cherry, especially when it's something you don't know about? See, now that's how you can tie Whole
Mango's so
Foods into
good, man.
politics, because politics, like, nobody knows what the hell's going on. They're just lying to get what they want, which is to run the country and put it into shambles, just like Mike Trout of the MLB team, the Los Angeles Angels, did. Mike Trout is the reason this country is in shambles. He's one of the best baseball players, dude. And I bet he shops at Whole Foods. Now, back to the politics thing. Did you know Bernie Sanders takes the train to work every day? He's the same as you and I. He takes the train to work every day. Bernie Sanders is one of us, dude. He takes the train to work every day. Bernie Sanders is one of us, dude. Did you know that? And also, he's kind of old. And I don't think his health is really all that good, or his skincare routine. Now, as a man, you shouldn't be too, like, afraid of having a skincare routine. Sure, it's kind of weird, champ, but, like, at the same time, it makes you more relatable to the ladies. Now, I'm not saying that you need a lady, per se, because you can want a man instead. That's all up to you, man. It's not weird, champ, for a man to want a man, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, also, at the same time, though, if they shop at, I don't know, like, if you don't get Kroger brand, I don't know, man. It's like, what if Trump was more adamant on not building a wall and instead just made cereal better? Because there's Twinkie cereal, there's Sour Patch Kids cereal. I don't think that should exist. And, you know, I don't think that we're hitting the right points. Like, what if you just wanted to get married to a girl who was an awesome gamer bride, and that's all you wanted? Surely you could do that, right? But no, we can't go outside right now. So what do we do instead? We sit here and we twiddle our thumbs on the joysticks, attempt to kill people in video games because it's bad to do it in real life. Remember, don't kill people in real life unless they're trying to kill you. But if you're the bad guy, then go ahead and die, I guess, because that's the right thing to do. And even though you're the bad guy, I don't think you care about the right thing to do, but the right thing to do would be just keel over and die. Make it easier on the good guy. Maybe you're just misunderstood. There are people that are misunderstood in the world. You never know. Like, Mike Trout, he could be misunderstood. He's a big, goofy-looking guy, but at the same time, he might have a cell phone just like you and me. And, you know, that really says something about where we're at right now. That, to me, means, like, I could be the next best baseball player of all time. Now, am I working towards it? No, not at all. I have lots of Cheeto bags on the floor in my room and a half-built Lego set. But I'll get to my goals one day, I'm sure. There's just other priorities, like this half-built Lego set. And, you know, to just hit it really home, we all have cell phones. Do you think that because we all have cell phones, we're all connected in our own disconnection? I think that's kind of deep. Is that what it's all about? Do you think that
You do realize
maybe,
you parts your drone by your other drone.
do you think that maybe like
Yeah.
statues in Mario 64 were
And
a
only one
semblance
of them just got
for
shot for some
what
reason.
we need to make our world into?
No, they're
Oh,
both
never
still
mind.
there.
They're both still here.
That, man, remember the cannonless skip in Mario 64? That was kind of cool, man. Like the cannonless skip revolutionized games, much like Half-Life revolutionized shooting in a video game. Because when you did it in a video game, it didn't feel real. But then when you killed a Combine Or the scientist getting sucked into the tentacle hentai ceiling in the first part of Half-Life 1. And he goes, "Help me, Morgan!" And you shoot him instead of the tentacle, and he still says, "Thank you. You saved my life." And he still dies, so you didn't really save his life. And that's deep, man. I think a lot can be learned from that. Even in death, that scientist was grateful for your attempt to murder him. I think we should all be as open-minded as he is, because if we're all as open-minded as he is, we can all come together and fight this mutual enemy that we all have. And that enemy is obviously socialism. Now, socialism is not the norm, nor do I really know what it is, but that's okay too. Because, once we all come together, somebody's got to know what it is, and if nobody knows, then we can all come up with our own definition. Now, we might not unite on one certain definition, and those people can be cast aside as non-right people. So when that happens, they're not part of that coming together, which means they need to be properly buried at sea while alive so that they can swim away and find some place to be happy, which is not where I'm at. Because much like life, Animal Crossing is really where you just abuse people that you don't like until they go away. And I think that's a powerful message. Animal Crossing promotes abuse and cheating. And so if you can time travel and smack the shit out of a frog that you hate, go for it, man. That's more power to you. You are using your God-given right to abuse something. And, that might be what it's all about. I don't know what it's all about. I just know that the Pirates of the Caribbean movies really dropped off after, what was it, the third or the fourth one? I don't know. I have them sitting on my desk. And because when Jack Sparrow jumped into the monster and said hello, he died. But then he didn't die, which really confused me, because he got swallowed whole. And if Vor has taught me anything, it's that when you are digested, you become a titty or an ass. And there's no in between. So I don't know how Jack Sparrow ended up still kicking. He's just keep on keeping on. And I think that's something we can learn from, because if he can do it, then what is life? All things transitory are but a metaphor. And that's a powerful message in of itself. So going back to that, we can hit home the topic of, we can hit back to the topic of using teapots to cook tea. I feel like that's a little too general of a spectrum. Why don't we just have pot? Like, we have pots, dude, but those are for pasta. Or pasta if you're dumb. So, I mean, a teapot is kind of cool, but at the same time it's kind of weird, because they can smell really bad. But if they smell bad, then you can just put a little tea in there and they won't smell as bad. Then your tea will smell bad, and if their tea smells bad, it won't be appetizing. So you gotta go back to Whole Foods, and then they're gonna sell you this tea, and then they're gonna give you this life elixir, and then you're gonna be like, what the hell is going on? Why is this bill $2,311.92? And then they're like, I don't know, man, you bought all this shit. I'm like, well, why'd I buy all this shit? Well, welcome to Whole Foods. Now you can never leave. This is the only place you can shop. If we find you anywhere else, you will be reported to the police and then brought to Tampa, Florida, which is the HQ of the Scientology thing. Now, when I went to Florida last month, I saw the Scientology building, but I didn't see the man in charge. I didn't see Tom Cruise. No. I saw a bunch of people promoting Tom Cruise's message. And what is that message? I couldn't tell you at all. I don't care at all, actually. Now that I've said that, I do care quite a bit, so Scientologists, please don't come at me. I'm a big Twitch streamer, and I don't stream anymore, but I will report you to the appropriate authorities. And then after that, we can maybe go out for cake and ice cream. I don't know of any hangout spots that have cake and ice cream in Tampa, Florida. But actually, there's plenty of ice cream. Have you guys ever had Jenny's Ice Cream? It's an Ohio-based ice cream company. It's very good. And it's more natural. It's like the Whole Foods of ice cream, but not overpriced and disgusting like Whole Foods. Now, Whole Foods has these gummy bears that I've mentioned, and they're not very good. So I don't go there anymore because of that. And as well as the other reasons I mentioned before. Whereas, like, maybe health is not where it's at. Maybe you don't need your health. I mean, I don't see anybody try to live without their health. Maybe everybody's just too cowardly. Maybe somebody needs to take that step up, if they take that step up, then nobody needs to step down, and that's a powerful message too. I feel like we're all learning something here. Now, if we all come together and just make what is that game? Psychonauts 2. Marky will finally stop complaining about not having Psychonauts 2. He doesn't complain about it very much because he has Animal Crossing, but he also complains about it too much, which is to say not at all. And you know, Marky's kind of just a bitch. I tell him that all the time. He says, "Okay." So I don't know how to affect that. I don't know how to help him. I like to help people. Helping people is powerful, man. That's like, if you see somebody not being helped, help them. Be like, "Hey, I can help," and then they'll be like, "Oh, hey, thanks for the help." And sure, man. Now use Twitch Prime to subscribe to my YouTube channel. And when you do that, you support a kid in Africa that does not have Smash Bros. And that is just what the world needs right now. If you can help one kid get Smash Bros, that's just somebody else in the world that's not going to have Smash Bros. Now, I think that's what we need. We need to make kids happy, because if they aren't happy, they bitch and moan and cry. And that's annoying. So, we're going to work towards making kids happy, because when they bitch and moan and cry, it makes me bitch, moan, and cry.
I got your other cameras, don't worry about this one.
When there's a kid crying, do you ever cry with it? Do you ever go through the same torment that it subjects itself to? If not, you're kind of a coward, honestly. Because, like, when the kid cries, it's asking for attention. When you punish your kid, you should punish yourself too.
Jacob, got the guy upstairs, don't worry about it.
If you spank the kid, then spank yourself, but don't spank your kid.
To your left.
That could get them into some weird fetishes.
Nice.
And that's not what your kid needs. Honestly, it's like, are you looking out for you, or are you looking out for something else?
If so, you could just chuck it down that room.
But, you know, it's not too good to look out for yourself. Sometimes you do have to look out for yourself, though, because sometimes it's like, sometimes it's just like, you know, the kid's like, "Hey, you want to go rob a bank?" And you're like, "Nah, man, what the hell are you talking about? You're 6 years old." And he's like, "I have a gun, you're coming with me." And, okay, gun's heavier than you are, but I guess we can go. So then you catch those 6-year-old's hands, and they actually hurt quite a bit. That's because his mom grounded him from playing Wii in the summer of 2007. Now, that personally does not relate to me, but there was a kid in my neighborhood that couldn't play his Wii for the whole summer because he needed to focus on his schoolwork. Now, I don't know that made a lick of sense to me. You really lost me in the weeds there on that one, that kid's mom. But, you know,
Giannis Picky down hall, but the other one.
My kid's just living his life. He was not vibing, though, because he really wanted his Wii. And then his mom's like, "No, you can't get your Wii."
Devin?
And he was like, "Well, why can't I have my Wii?" And then it's like, well, you can't have your Wii because you have to do your schoolwork, but it's like summertime. Well, you know what? Damn it, Mom. I'm going to go out and I'm going to change the world because I can't play my Wii. My Nintendo Wii for the Nintendo Wii.
Don't push anymore.
And that's a powerful message that kid sent to
They're coming through you, right?
And that kid grew up to become a very powerful politician named Bernie Sanders.
Quickly.
And Bernie Sanders takes the train to work every day, just like you and me. Now, I don't know of any trains that I take to work, but Bernie does, because he takes the same train to work with me. And I went to high school with Bernie Sanders.
You could have reloaded.
You know, Bernie Sanders is kind of a cool guy. Bernie Sanders is like my best friend. I know him personally.
Who needs to reload when you have the most powerful pistol in game?
12, 9,
True,
11.
true.
And that's it. That's basically all there is to it. And once there's all there is to it, what's after that? What is after? What is after?
I think that's
all there is. That is after.
I think Jacob is broken.
When it happens to
I think he's more than just broken.
You're just like, what are you doing? And you're like, I don't know.
I think what happened is he has like an auto he's been trained by the military to have this auto talking switch, but it broke, so now he just continuously talks.
What are you gonna do? And you're like, I don't know. And you're like, what should I do? And you're like, go find a new thing to do. But you have done all there is to do. But then you're just kind of sad because you have nothing. Then you are nothing. Then eventually you're forgotten about. Just like Joker and Batman. You know?
I have to make 2 separate clips out of this. I might just make a whole video.
That's not very good. I don't know why. Zach brought Arkham Knight over to my house, and I thought it was awesome. Then I got in the Batmobile. I'm like, this is horse shit. And he's like, yeah, let me play through it. So then Zach and I 100%ed Arkham Knight in 3 days. Because Zach was only at my house for 3 days. And he hated it there. And you know what? I don't blame him. I hate it there too. And to be fair, like, it's probably because, like, you know, the Batmobile kind of sucked. And then he was playing Star Wars Battlefront because it just came out. And then we were going to play Overwatch, and Zach's like, oh yeah, I forgot. Kinect's got my copy of Overwatch, so I can't play it. And he said it in that tone, so it kind of set me off. And I'm like, this Kinect guy's kind of stupid sounding. I'm like, you know what? You're right. And so we didn't play Overwatch. And it's okay, because I didn't care about Overwatch for a couple of years after that. And
he,
you know,
quote unquote, didn't care.
What's crazy is I
still
don't care. I still don't care about Overwatch. It's not that it's a bad game. It's that it got tiring, and like, unlike Counter-Strike, which is the same 2 maps that I always play, I put 658 hours into it, and I had spent a lot more than I'm willing to admit on cases. Have I made more money than I've spent? No. Admittedly, it was a horrible investment. Much like these hundreds of baseball cards I have. However, there's a couple of cool ones, and you know what? That's what I like, so you can't judge me for it. Well, you can, but you'd be stupid to, because you probably have some dumb fucking enjoyment. Like, you know, Vor. Vor is weird. I don't know why. I don't know why people can enjoy being swallowed whole and then being digested and being like, ooh, you like that? And then you're like, yeah, I do. Do it again. And you're like, no, you're dying in there. He's like, ooh, fun. And it's like, how? Why do people like that? It's that and feet. I don't understand the feet thing either. You can't be eaten by the toe because the toe has the cheese and the toe makes the cheese. That's where this is all coming to. It's all coming to a head, to the cheese that the cows produce with their toes, and the hooves make the uterus, that make the uterus, that make the cheese into the milk, that makes the mozzarella, that goes into my grilled cheese sandwich. And that's what I'd really like to talk about today, is my grilled cheese sandwich. That's that and a little bit of Frank's hot sauce. That's like where I can really enjoy my time. Like, I may have a girlfriend that I can never see.
This has been going on for 20 minutes. 15?
This quarantine's not really
15 minutes.
Quite frankly, it's going against my mental health, and my mental health wasn't that great before the quarantine, but that at the end of the day I can go upstairs and make a grilled cheese with mozzarella cow cheese toe and some Frank's hot sauce. Now, Frank's hot sauce, I don't think they've ever sponsored a streamer, and I would really like them to sponsor me because I'm a great spokesperson. I've spoken about my hatred for Whole Foods. I don't think you could buy Frank's hot sauce at Whole Foods. Quite frankly, I don't give a shit if you can or can't. It's not very good. It's not very good. Whole Foods is just overpriced. If you see Frank's hot sauce, you're going to see, like, Francis's hot sauce, hotter sauce, and it's going to be $13 an ounce. And I'm not about that life. Quite frankly, I don't think anybody should be about that life. If you're paying $13 for hot sauce, you're either Bill Gates or you're down on your life. It's like, man, dude, it's like you get 2 options. It's like you get Frank's hot sauce or you get Whole Foods Francois hotter sauce. And you're like, if you're really at that point, do you even need hot sauce? You can just make your own. You can crush your own peppers that grow in your garden. And then it's like, I don't think that's how it works.
Sure.
I don't know if that's how hot sauce works. But it's like, you know, it tastes good. I don't need to know how
it's going to be difficult to clip
like
these in together due to the fact that...
Hot dogs are good together.
This is gonna...
Due to the continuous conversation going the entire time.
I've never had a hot dog with hot sauce. Like a hot sauce dog? That's kind of what you can
How
call
about you
penis.
clip the moment when I said this has been going on for 15, 20 minutes?
I don't know that you can really call
No, I just clipped
Nothing's
one.
happening on screen, but just
it's
the
not
top.
that good. I don't think that that's hot. I don't get why girls like pee-pees. They're kind of gross.
Oh,
but
God.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about bells. Not just any bells. We're talking about the bells that Tommy gives you when you sell tarantulas to him. Now, the reason I would like to talk about this is because Timmy gives you different bells, and they're worth less because Timmy is worthless. Now, that's something to be said because Animal Crossing is a game where you can abuse anybody you want, except for Timmy. And Timmy is like, he kind of just wants to watch the world burn, and good on him. But it's my world, so I will throttle your throat until you are no longer alive if you choose to burn down my world. So, now, that reminds me of
What
when
are
I was
you?
playing Skyblock
Homer?
the other day in Minecraft. And I made a cobblestone generator, and then it burned down my only tree. So then I couldn't proceed, and that kind of sucked. And so that's all I had to say about that. I don't really know what else to, talk about with Minecraft, other than like there's no real reason to play it at the moment, other than Netherite, which is stronger than diamonds, which doesn't make sense because that diamond blue is an icon. It's a staple of the franchise, of the two-game franchise, because there's Minecraft Dungeons, because there's
What about
the Diablo.
the Telltale?
The Diablo game is kind of good. I like Diablo. I don't know about the Minecraft Diablo though. I don't know how good that'll be, but I'm willing to try it. I'm gonna probably spend $20 on that game if it's $20, because a Minecraft Diablo sounds like it could be kind of cool. Now, I didn't play a lot of Diablo. I've beaten it a couple times, but that doesn't mean I've played it much because, that's just how Diablo is. But, there's truly so many games out there. It's like, why even play any at all when you could be just soaking in the sun at 2 a.m., enjoying your slurpy slurps of Kool-Aid jammers and your mozzarella cheese, hot cheese grilled. And those are the moments I live for. They're rare moments, and can I make them happen every day? Yeah, sure. I don't know if I can make the sun come up, but I'm not that powerful. I like to think that I'm pretty cool. In fact, it's like half of my name is cool. But that's irrelevant to my reasoning to thinking I am cool. I think I am cool for a multitude of reasons, and if any girl should choose to agree with these reasons,
keep me a good eye on that.
Then you could slide into my DMs. That's perfectly fine. I don't believe in gender roles. I don't think I should be the only one sliding in the DMs. I think the girl could have equal opportunity to slide into DMs. I might only be saying that because I'm nervous around girls because they are very daunting enemies. And at the same time, it's like you're trying to tame a lion and a monster hunter, and you're like, oh, "Fuck, man! I'm out here with my talking cat, and I ate a steak. How do I make this thing my friend?" You just kind of don't. You either die, or you live long enough to see yourself stabbing the dinosaur in the throat. And I feel like that might be how relationships work. I could be wrong, but I like to think I'm very well educated in the matter. Now, you can disagree with me, but I'll disagree back. So then we'll have banter. And there's nothing wrong with banter. There's nothing wrong with a good banter here and there. When you have a banter here and there, it's like not a banner.
Oh, fuck, Devin.
But when you have a banner...
They made an opening over there.
Fly your colors! Fly your colors proud, even if it's rainbow. There's nothing wrong with rainbow. Rainbows are cool, man. I mean, sure, they symbolize something you might not be fully on board with. But at the end of the day, that's okay. You don't have to be fully on board with it. Because there's other people that are. Because that's a part of the coming together. We are fighting the man. The man is the enemy here. Now, that reminds me of a porn game I found when I was 13 called Porn Town. Where you really just fuck on the beach and she's like, I don't want to do your laws. I fuck you and fuck the man. And the man was supposed to be symbolism for government, but it was quite literally just a guy called the man that was making up rules. And he said, no more sex, no more drugs, no more fun. And you had to live by his rules, otherwise you would have to talk to him. And quite frankly, I never played the game or watched anything about it. I just heard about it once, and I looked it up and I watched something about it, and it looked kind of goofy. I'm gonna be honest, but like, her name was Candy, I think. I don't remember, but that's not really relevant or irrelevant, really. I mean, like, it depends on the conversation at hand. Now, I don't think speaking of candy. There's fruit roll-ups. Those are fucking stupid. Fruit by the foot or gushers. There's no fruit roll-up. If you prefer fruit roll-up, I don't think you're human. I think you are like a Mark Zuckerberg lizard alien Genesis hybrid, and I don't think we can be friends. Now, if you prefer one Dorito over another, and you can explain your reasoning, like the spicy nacho over the regular nacho cheese, that's good. Like, I can fuck with that, especially with some cheese. Now, chips and cheese, it's a staple icon in what we call snacky land. Snackies are kind of important, and so when you're not hungry for a full meal, you get a snack. Now, I have a couple of snacks that I really like. Cheez-Its are a great snack. If you don't like Cheez-Its, I don't know that I can ever trust anything you say. Now, there's a couple of things I already don't like about you, and that would be that you're trying to, you know, not be as cool as me. I'm the coolest person you'll probably ever meet, so just be yourself, and if we're friends, we're friends. And if we're not friends, well then you know what? I'm sorry that your life's gone to shit, man. I don't know what to tell you. You could do something cool. Why don't you go out and buy a book? There's a lot of books out there, and a lot of them aren't very good. To be fair, there's a lot of books out there that just should not be read. I couldn't name any of them because I don't read. But that's not really my fault. School never really taught me to read or the importance of reading. I know it's good for your brain, but I don't know why. I just know that everybody says it's good for your brain. Now, is that really... Maybe that's just like the whole birds conspiracy, like how the government's like... There's no real birds, there's just the government use birds as cameras. And that's kind of the reason we have the whole coronavirus going on right now, so the government can charge all the birds. Now, back to what I was saying. I completely forgot what I was saying. So we're moving on to this new topic, and I have decided that new topic is that Pirates of the Caribbean is better than Wallace and Gromit. I don't remember Wallace and Gromit very much, but I do remember Chicken Run. Chicken Run scared the shit out of me when I was a kid, because I saw a bunch of dying chickens. I'm like, man, that's not very good. I don't think that's very cool. And, it disturbed me because I knew that the chicken would be grabbed by the neck by the man that you never saw. Oh, the man! The man is the enemy. Oh, that reminds me of the that one bird movie about the pigeon. I don't remember it, but there was a bird that would eat other birds because they weren't good enough. I'm like, dude, how are you sending a message?
Oh, Mav came in.
Like, how are you better than anything if you just eat the competition? It's like you're not going to be able to compete if you're fat because you're eating the competition. To be fair, I think he was lying about it, but, you know, who can you trust nowadays? There's also, like, you remember Doc Hudson in Cars? I don't know that he was a cool dude. Just because he won a couple races here and there does not mean he was not racist.
Yeah, all that's left is Mav.
I wouldn't push.
If there was a racist car, well, did you know that, like, it's in canon. The creator of Cars said it is canon.
Do not push that.
Do not push that.
There's Claymore.
Sarge in Cars.
Let's
you remember
watch the
Sarge,
spawns.
the Jeep that was in the army? That would mean there's an army that had World War II in Cars. That would mean Cars killed off all the humans so they could live. Like, there was a war against humanity in the Cars universe. And the creator of Cars said, yeah, I like that idea. We'll run it.
Oh, come on!
So, like, there's actual
what
genocide
the
in the canon Cars universe. Why is there genocide in the Cars universe, man? It makes no sense to me. You know what else makes no sense to me?
He was in knifing range. And I knifed.
Why is, like,
didn't knife him.
What is Bowser's obsession with Peach? Like, sure, she's an okay-looking girl, but she's not like a MILF or a mommy. She doesn't even have milkers, dude. Like, why does he want her so badly? Like, she's just trying to vibe, and he's ruining her life for what? There's not much of a life to ruin to begin with. She just sits in her castle waiting to be taken by Bowser, and Bowser takes her, and that's her life. So,
you know, I could have heard the freaking thing break open if Jake
what is the point
stopped.
of that? It's like, what is the lore behind Mario? Why does everybody praise it so much when all it is you beat the same dragon over and over again? Clearly, he doesn't give up. Mario doesn't need that love. I think Bowser's deserving of Peach's love. He's put a lot more effort into that relationship than Mario ever had. And, you know, I don't know why Daisy exists, but I think she's a good fit for Luigi. They're both outcasts. It's like they can work. And I don't see that in Mario and Peach. I might see it in, like, you know, Ludwig and Goomba, but not Peach and Mario. It's just, I don't know, man. The world's fucking crazy. The world is just outrageous. You know, like, there's different types of stripes, like horizontal and vertical, and one makes you fat, and one makes you look not as fat, and one makes you look tall. It's like, why do you put that pressure to look not fat or tall? It's like, it's just a date, dude. It's like you're going for your personality, not for your shirt. You go on a date because of your shirt, then maybe it's not meant to be. I don't have a whole lot of experience in the dating field, but that's my stance on it, and by golly, I'm sticking to it. And if you disagree, share your reasoning with me. I mean, I'm open to discussion. On the move. And it's not like we can do anything else right now. It's not like there's anything else to do whatsoever. But you know, that's okay too. If you don't want to talk to anybody, don't. I mean, nobody's forcing you to unless you know you're under investigation by the police. In that case, I don't really know that I want to talk to you because you could have done something naughty and something that I don't agree with. And if you did that, you know, that's not very
Devin, want to come back
money.
down?
If I don't agree with you, then I don't think we can be friends, you know? It's just how that works. That's how it works, though, at the end of the day. That sucks. I'm sorry that we can't be friends. And,
I won't be coming back down.
I don't know
that,
I
can tell.
I don't know that anybody wants to be that way with anybody. So, only talk to me if you want to be friends. If you don't want to be friends, then don't ever talk to me. And I'm sorry that you feel like you need to, be cool. You're not a very cool person, alright? Nobody in this world is cool, but like a couple of people like Zach. Zach's not really that cool either, to be honest with you. He kind of just complains and then goes offline when he wants to play Persona. And I don't really appreciate that. I can see his reasoning, obviously, because like I have Persona and it's a good game. But it's like, Zach's just like,
no, don't talk to me. I want to play anime game and jerk off to the 15-year-old that got added to the game. Ugh!
Zach likes, he likes hentai. He likes, Persona hentai. And I don't think I fuck with it. I think it ruins the image of the character, so I've never looked up Persona hentai. Other hentai? Sure, yeah. I mean, cool, right? Sometimes regular girls just don't do it. You need the tootie booty. And that might be like, it's just, I don't think Kasumi or An, Makoto looks like a guy, so that's already out of the equation. But, like, it's like, I don't want to ruin the image of these characters.
It's been 30 minutes!
It's so dumb. Like, some people make some really cool fan art.
Well, no.
There's people that make like cool fan art.
40 now.
There's a cool fan art of Isabelle from Animal Crossing.
Start the next round.
And, like her face was super cute and it was like super awesome. And I opened the full picture and Isabelle had huge fucking milkers. I'm like, why? You've just ruined this for me. And I have a little Isabelle plushie.
I'm gonna go refill my water. If I'm not back, go ahead and
I don't
restart
like
the round.
it.
I'll be back soon.
It's not like it's like, why would you do that? It's like if you wanna ruin Isabelle, do it for yourself, not for me. I like Isabelle. She's a cool character. She goes jingle jingle and goes, rah, rah, rah. And then you can add on to, you can complain about villagers. Does it do anything? No, but it's okay. And it's like, you know, at the end of the day, if you're okay, you're okay. But it's not cool to look up Persona hentai, Zach. I don't know why you sent it.
He just went to third person. God
Zach, I don't know why.
Zach is not even here.
Zach, it's like you sent me that message of An with her pussy just flooding, and I'm like, why did you send me this? I didn't want this. I actually don't like this. Like, An is cool and a bodacious babe, obviously, but like, she's also not for me. She is in the game, but for personally me, no. For Joker, I think she's a great fit. I don't know that she's really anybody's good fit because she just wants to make her heart stronger and that storyline kind of sucked. But, you know, some people dig it. Personally, I dig it. I think that she should be a better person. Not that she's a shitty person or anything. I think that she could be cool. I don't really hang out with her more than I need to, which is a testament to see how bad of a person she might be. But like, Joker's not really a good person either. She could be like, An can be like, hey, I just saw my friend who tried to commit suicide. And you're like, oh, that's great. And she's like, yeah, I'm gonna pay for her. I'm gonna pay. I'm gonna make him. I'm gonna make that bastard pay. And then you don't reply. And then you're like, okay, I'm gonna go to Best Buy now. And what do you find at Best Buy? I don't know. Somebody approached me the last time I was at Best Buy, and that made me never go back to Best Buy. His name was Randy, and I don't remember his last name, and that's okay. It was randy69@gmail.com. And I was looking anything about that. I think it was called like Amazon Go or something like that. And that was kind of cool, but like, I kind of wanted to go to that store. It seemed like really interesting to me. I don't know what I would get, because it was like a mini Whole Foods that was like less expensive. And, you know, to be completely honest, it seemed useless because there's already so many grocery stores. They didn't have, like, gadgets or anything. So then why would you go? It so then I ended up not going to Seattle to go to the Amazon store. And financially, I think that was the best decision I ever made. Now, I don't make a lot of good decisions financially. That's evident by my baseball cards that I have. There's no real point in these. But they're cool. I like them. They make me happy. And if the only point in life is to be happy, then why is it so dang hard to be happy sometimes? Get yourself some baseball cards, buddy. Get yourself there. Get yourself to where you can be you. Not sad you. Unless you want to be sad, but I really want to recommend it. It's not my go-to feeling. Sometimes I like to feel happy and cool, but I'm always cool. We've already talked about how cool I am. We've also talked about, like, Ratatouille the movie starring Remy the Mouse. You guys remember that? You know, a mouse actually has... Rats have no, gag reflex. So when Linguini's soup made Remy gag, he literally just broke the laws of nature. His soup was so bad. That was something that I learned just the other day, and I fact-checked it. That's a lie, I did not fact-check it. But I believe it, because, you know, why wouldn't it be? Remember what teachers would say, you can't use Wikipedia because it's not a reliable source. Bitch, yes it is. If it wasn't, it wouldn't be a .org. If it wouldn't be like as used as it is. It's a very reliable source. Sure, some things can be changed on Wikipedia, but at the same time, it's like playing the knife game. You're probably gonna be okay. It's good enough to get you a C. And you know what? I remember in high school I had a project that I had to do, and it was literally your senior project. You had to show your growth as a person over the course of the senior year. I got a 14% on that project, and you needed at least a 65 to graduate. And I went to my graduation just to be polite because I thought I had failed high school because I got a 14% on the project that I so apparently needed to pass. And I got my diploma, so I'm like, okay, stupid fat bitch. I didn't need to get a good grade. I didn't like my English teacher, and she didn't like me because I was always playing my Nintendo Switch in the classroom. And that wasn't very PogChamp of me looking back, but the way she handled it could have been a lot better. She's like, Jacob, why are you on your video game? Put it away. And I'm like, no, I've already read. And she's like, okay, what'd you read about? My grade was like a B or an A in that class. She didn't really believe me that I was a smart kid. And English was a really easy subject anyway. And she's like, what'd you write about? And I'm like, well, I didn't write for shit. And she's like, okay, write it then. I'm like, okay. So then 4 minutes passed by and I handed my 2-paragraph essay. And she's like, this is actually really good. Why don't you ever apply yourself? I'm like, because your class is stupid. You have an assistant teacher that teaches better than you do. And that brings me back to my biology teacher. Like, she was really fat. She didn't know how to teach. Like, it was literally read the textbook and answer questions in a pre-made packet. So then, like, I couldn't find the answer to one of those questions in the book. And, oh, true story. I went to the principal because I badmouthed
upstairs,
this teacher.
second floor.
Allegedly, of course. The teacher, I ran up to the teacher. I'm like, hey, I can't find this in the book or anything, so can you explain this difference to me? I had a question. She's like, you know, you could probably find that answer in the book. I'm like, okay, sure, I tried. I'm not going to waste more time, so can you just tell me? And she's like, no, find it in the book. I'm like, okay, so you don't actually know. Is that what I'm getting out of that? Everybody knew she didn't know what she was talking about, but that day it really rubbed me the wrong way. And she's like, no, I know, but I'm just not going to tell you because I need you to put effort in as a student. I'm like, okay, you've made no effort as a teacher this entire semester. And we were in December, so it was like the end of the semester. I just straight called her out. And she's like, you know what, I'm going to report you to the principal. I'm like, okay, you don't do your job anyway. I don't expect this threat to come to fruition. And lo and behold, I ended up in the principal because he's like, yeah, I know you can't argue the teacher, right? I'm like, okay, but I did. And he's like, yeah, that's why you're here. And then, like, it was during my period when I was in my, like, my college course for computer programming. And, like, the teacher's like, why'd you cut class? I'm like, I was in the principal's office. What do you want from me? She's like, well, I don't have a pass. I'm like, so she sent me back to the principal's office the next day. He's like, so why'd you cut class? I'm like, dude, we were literally here just talking about me bad-mouthing the teacher. I didn't do anything. He's like, you were there. You never gave me the pass. You told me I'd be fine. He's like, oh, yeah. And then, like, I wasn't fine. So he's just like, what? I got sent to the principal for going to the principal. This class was so fucking I hated this school. There was one girl there that was really attractive, and then I thought she was my friend because she was acting like my friend, and then she ended up just
I think this story
trying to
kind
get to my
of Rant kind of went to more
like,
personal.
She kind of just like said, "Hey, you're my friend." I'm like,
it
"Okay,
started
yeah."
personal as soon as he
And
started talking about that grilled cheese,
when I,
man.
I think it went to a different level
when I finally
personal.
got into be buddy with her, she's like, "Nah, fuck you. I'm talking to the Elder Jake." I'm like, "Oh, that's fine. You're dumb and short anyway." And there's something to be said about people that are short, just as a whole. I don't think I've met a single nice short person. Actually, short guys are awesome. Short girls are just 90% of the time B words. Now, I don't know that that's actually a politically correct thing to say. Correct me if I'm wrong. But, quite frankly, your opinion does not matter to me. Because my opinion is fact, and that's how this works. This is my time. This is me being happy. And if you intrude on my happiness, I will report you to Jesus. And Jesus will send you down to hell to burn eternally. So don't cross me. I have Jesus on my side. And that's a message. What the hell, dude? The ceiling fan turned off.
And anime on my side.
So, I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know what your definition of hell is. It could be, like, just not having hot sauce for your cheese. Your cheeser. But it's like, whoa, dude, remember how
There's one more
cheeses are
hashtag I
considered
recommend getting.
smiles? And it's like, oh, what the hell are you smiling about, bro? And it's like, I don't know. So stop smiling, dude. You look fucking stupid. Yeah, well, you're probably right. And then, like, you go to Krispy Kreme at 6 a.m. because you can get a hot and fresh donut right off the grill thing that they have, the little roller, the fryer thing. And then you give them to free, and then you walk out and come right back in and you get a free donut again. So unless you don't like glazed donut, you can just get a free breakfast at Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme is honestly, like, the greatest donuts of all time. I remember back when I graduated basic training, I got a box of Krispy Kreme from my parents, and that's all I wanted. That, and I wanted to see my cat, and I saw my cat, and she ran away because I hadn't seen her in months. And that's okay. She didn't run away, she just kind of ran away from me. And that's understandable. That's okay. And, you know, I don't hold anything to her. That cat is pretty smart. She runs away from everybody in the family. Now, specifically, just the people that work at Taco Bell are what scare my cat. Now, I couldn't tell you why, but, you know, some people are just afraid of things. If you're afraid of something, own up to it. If you're not afraid of something, then, you know, that's kind of cool too. I mean, like, if you are afraid of something, you face that fear head on. If you face your fears head on, you are going to be one of the strongest humanoid creatures to ever exist. Now, I'm not trying to say that you're not a human. I don't know that you're. I don't know that humanity even deserves you. You are too cool to be human. Now, I think that's why Mario might not be human, because he's just not good enough. He's trying to be good. I don't know how to help him. I don't know, man. Maybe Mario needs help. Maybe Mario's not even real. You know how Mario 64 is just a play? Like, that's why Lakitu follows around on his camera. I'm really bobbing and weaving here, like you can see what I'm talking about. Now, I know you can't see what I'm talking about, but just visualize it. Visualize Lakitu in your face being like, hello. Your life is nothing but for entertainment.
Where is this Amaru at?
And when you're like, holy shit, man, that's deep. He's like, hold on. First of all, don't swear. This is a kid's game. This is a kid's game on the N64. Remember the Commodore 64? Commodore 64 was the thing that went... And you're like, hey, man, that's so cool. And then you thought it was a computer, so you kind of looked up some naughty images. But then you remembered it's a Commodore, so you can't do that. And then I remember, like, when I was in Hawaii. I went to high school with Jeffrey, what's his name? The dude that played Clifford, the big red dog, in the anime adaptation of Clifford the Red Dog of Big. Anyway, that guy's name's Not Ringo's. I don't know what that means. But it's like, what does anybody's name mean? It's kind of like a symbolic nature of naming. Like, naming is like, that's your title. Like, we all have our own title, and that's how we are identified in this world. And it's like, you're nothing more than a title. So what is your title going to mean when you die? Is it going to be something cool, or is it going to be like my Animal Crossing passport that just says Total Loner? You know, I can't really just relate my life to you all the time. The point of banter is to banter. Like back and forth, the back and forth, the back and forth, the back and forth. That's the point of it all. We couldn't use words to stop Gary in Destiny. We didn't use our words. Okay. We didn't even talk. We didn't say shit in Destiny. And that's why Gary killed the Traveler's speaker. And
I should stay in the goddamn room. That's not very cool.
Gary said, talk to me. And he said,
we still have a 1-round lead anyways.
So careful, even as one round we can still lose it.
When the speaker said,
I know.
Free to kill yourself. That was like, oh my god, he said it! He said it! Oh my god! And then he said it, and then you're just kind of like, well, that's not very nice of you. Why don't you like Gary? Gary's not all that bad of a guy. He was just misunderstood. He had a happy face on his chest, and he used supers just like us. He was a light-wielding person. He wasn't really our friend, but like, I don't know. I don't know, like, Gary's just kind of like, he was just misunderstood. There was no reason to obliterate him. He had, like, no health to begin with. He wasn't very much of an enemy. Now, I know that somebody here doesn't know what I'm talking about because, hasn't played Destiny 2's campaign. You're not missing out on much, first of all. There's not a whole lot of a story. But, you know, when there is a story, there's story. And it's all in the lore, more the cutscenes. And, you know, if you're not into that, then don't play it, I guess. The story is kind of not convoluted at all, but that's okay too. Sometimes you just play a game for gameplay. Like, Siege doesn't have a story, and we're playing it for gameplay. Now, I don't know if you needed to know that, per se, because, well, we're already doing it. However, oh, dude, that's a statement that pisses me off. However, but... Anyway, what was I saying? I was like saying like Destiny 2 is like a fun game, sure, but at the end of the day, what are you doing? What are you doing to achieve greatness? Like if you play Destiny 2, you're like, okay, cool, I'm gonna do a raid, and then make maybe a friend.
And I got her.
Maybe you won't make a friend. I don't know. People in that game are kind of toxic. If you don't do shit right in their way, then they don't like you anymore. And if they don't like you, you don't need anybody to like you. Somebody out there will like you, and that's a powerful thing to think. Now, if you don't think that, that's kind of on you, Chief. You're kind of silly. But it is what it is, you know? And sometimes things just shouldn't be what they are. And by that, I mean, like, Whole Foods. Like, we're going back to that. There's the Kroger brand, and there's the Whole Foods brand. What do you want to be growing up? Now, if you said one of those options, you were wrong, I'm afraid. Because both suck. Now, if both suck, then why get any? That's right, don't support these big health companies that have giant gummy bears or giant worms, and you can't really eat a worm. Worms aren't that edible. They don't taste very good at all, really. I mean, I haven't eaten a worm. I've eaten plenty of grass, though. When I was 4, I ate a lot of grass, okay? Because the neighbor kid ate grass. Going back to how that builds onto society, building onto the Food Inc. documentary that was shot in 2008, that was kind of disgusting. So this is why pharmacy exists. So to stop it. And now that's where checks and balances also got introduced. The government made checks and balances. Now they check and they balance. That's hence the name, checks and balances. Now, I couldn't tell you, like, I could have, but not anymore, because I don't really focus on checks and balances. That's not really where my career's headed. That's okay, though. If you know about checks and balances, let me know. I mean, like, checks and balances seem pretty important if we have to learn about them in school. You remember in school when, like, there was that one girl that was always so shy and insecure and tried to be cutesy, then everybody ignored her? That was you. That was you. I'm sorry to hit you with that real hammer, but that was you. Now what are you doing with yourself? That's all I have to say for now. I don't know what else to say. I mean, if we were going to talk more, I think talking more would be good. I think, like, if we were going to talk, it would definitely be about the plaid pattern on clothing. Never wear plaid. It looks so weird. I don't like plaid. Plaid is like, why are you going to wear a picnic blanket on your fucking head? Like, if you have a plaid shirt, it's like, why, dude? You're gonna be so made fun of because plaid is like,
because it's called checks and balances.
You're just fucking hanging out, like, you're just like fucking putting on a shirt, and you're like, nah, it's not a shirt, it's a picnic blanket with armholes in it. Like, oh, what are you gonna do? Lay down in the grass and have a family dying on your chest? No, you're not part of that family.
He's escalating.
You're not part of that. You're not part of that. You could be hired to be a professional picnic table if you really want.
Just went up
now,
an
I
octave.
never really know how to handle that because it's like I'm more of a hot dog guy than a picnic blanket
in the beginning. Now he's
I'm not really a
enhanced.
picnic blanket guy. The picnic blankets are for people that want to go on picnics. I just want a hot dog, not a picnic. Sometimes picnics are nice though. If you go to a picnic at a lake, you'd be like, ooh, that would be kind of fun. And then when you do it, you're like, oh man, that was fun, but we didn't have any hot dogs. Oh, dude, that reminds me, we need to go pick up Doritos at the store tomorrow because we have no fucking snacky snacks. You know why we have no snacky snacks? Because this Corona thing's going on. You know why it's going on? Because some fucking dipshit decided like, nom nom nom, I'm gonna eat this bat, and I'm gonna kill off half the planet. And you know, that's not really cool, man. That's kind of selfish. Did you see that one city in China has banned the consumption of cats and dogs? It is the first city to do it. And I'm still a little concerned that it's completely legal in all cities except for one. So if you were to eat a cat and dog, just do it like on your own time. Don't spread that shit, man. Have some common courtesy. If you have some animal you want to eat, don't share it with the world, man. You see what one selfish guy did? Now I can't go out with my friends. Well, not that I have many friends here, but I have people that I would like to go out with that I just can't because this man decided to use like nom 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 nom. And then he turned into Yoda and he died actually. I think he got paralyzed and died. That's kind of crazy. It's like if you want to die, there's easier ways to do it without killing the world. Also, you shouldn't ever want to die unless you're like old and paralyzed and gross. And I don't know anybody old, paralyzed, and gross in my friend circle, and I'm kind of thankful for it. Now, how this ties back into what I was talking about earlier. If you would like to be, like, if you would like to, you know,
I shot him in the
talk
head
about your issues, like, you know, picnic blankets, living. Oh, that reminds me though. Remember the douche in Sausage Party? I never really liked that character. Like, not because he was a douche. You know, he was a douche. I'm not itemist, but more because, like, you know, I didn't really vibe with his personality. The HTC Vive brought to you by Valve, who's made 14 games in the past 20 years. That's crazy. We did the math yesterday, Devin. We did the math. 14 games. That's all it is. And like 6 of them people don't give a shit about or remember. And you know, what's that say about Valve as a company? Who knows? Maybe they go out and do whatever they want. Maybe they're party animals. And if they are, well, you know, stop. That's not what we need right now. What we need is an abundance of lettuce, because my house never has lettuce for sandwiches. And that is what is kind of not cool. I would like sandwich lettuce. Sandwiches are very overrated, but at the same time very properly overrated food. Sandwiches are kind of like really cool, man. They're kind of pog you. Getting a sandwich and then is so satisfying, dude. If you hate sandwiches, then I don't know why you exist. You are the scum of the earth. You are definitely not needing to be here. And if you don't need to be here, then get the hell out of Dodge. I don't know what to tell you. Go find a place where you'll be accepted, but not in my garage. No, no, no. I don't have a garage, though. This isn't my house. And we're not talking about me here. We're talking about this global pandemic. What is that global pandemic, you may ask? Well, the fact that we have too many things that are red. Now, red's not a bad color. Red is a cool color. I like red. Red is a very dominant color. It's a great color. It's a very good color to wear to an interview. And it's also the shape of the color of Coca-Cola's logo. Actually, the logo's technically white. However, it's on a red wrapper, so that's all that matters to me. I see red and I think of Coca-Cola. And you know what? That's not a bad thing. Coca-Cola's not very good for you, but there's like red is the dominant color to wear to an interview, and that's all I need to know. And it's
Devin,
like,
don't stop.
It's also like
Devin,
it's a color of passion
stop.
and love. On wears red because it's
I don't
a very
need you on this
color,
bus as well.
And her On had her awakening in the castle of lust, and red is the color of lust. And you know, I think there's a correlation tied to it. Her outfit is very revealing, which is why Zach jerked off the Persona hentai. You can't tell me he didn't.
He's done more than one. He does Fate Seers as well.
I wouldn't doubt it. I would not doubt it, sir. Now, this is where we go back to the checks and balances system, that the man that takes the train to work every day the same as us, that's right, Bernie Sanders. Now, what's he gonna do about jerking off to Persona hentai? Gonna fucking tell you, I don't know his policy on it. Quite frankly, Persona hentai's probably not for me, admittedly. Again, there's nothing wrong with it per se. I mean, if you want to jerk off to an underage hentai girl, that's your business.
They're in the garage.
It's not mine. It's also not legal.
Yes,
Don't do illegal actions, because then you go to jail. Now, why do you wear orange in jail? That's a current question. Not one that I can really answer, because I haven't been to jail before. There's one right there in front of you. Anyway, so when you go to jail, actually when you go to prison, now I've had a lot of experience at prison, because I've played the Escapist 1 and the Escapist 2. Now, when I played the Escapist 2, I played it with some people, multiple people, on different occasions, and what we all learned was that if there's a UFO, it can fly, with just a couple of objects, like a radio receiver that you found in a toilet, per se. Toilets are the future. That is a huge topic. Nobody ever talks about toilets being the future. We can't live without toilets. Now, what are the future of toilets? Hopefully the Japanese version of toilets, because sticking your finger up your ass to wipe, I don't know that that's gonna be like what people want in their life. In Japan, you just get a little up there and you're good to go. Now, you do one courtesy wipe, of course, but then you're on your merry way. It's like, also the toilet seats are heated, which can make it more comfortable, but more importantly, kill the bacteria on your toilet seat.
Toxic,
but
I think
hot kills germs. Remember, hot kills germs.
Sure. It might just be high
so when you're clearing your sinuses, don't use boiling water because you can scald the inside of your nose. But if you are clearing your sinuses,
get the Smoke Elite skin.
Slightly over room temperature water. And make sure it is distilled or boiled and cooled down. Now, when you're clearing your sinuses, make sure you have your head tilted and your mouth open, and when your back goes out, you're good to go.
Okay.
So, after you clear your sinuses, you blow your nose gently, and you go on your merry way. Where are you going, you ask? Right back to CVS to give back your tissue. Because you only borrowed it, and you said you'd give it back, and they said, no, it's okay, but you don't want to be rude, so you're going to go ahead and go back, and then you're going to go ahead and buy 2 boxes of Frosted Flakes, but no milk. You never know where that milk came from. And actually, the cartons of milk say where they're from, but that's not really something you can believe, because who's to say they're not lying to get more money out of you? So go make your own milk. Go grab your own tit and squeeze it into the milk bowl. And the milk bowl is the way. The milk bowl is the way. That's how you eat your Frosted Flakes. It makes the Frosted Flakes a little sweeter, and it makes them a little tastier. I personally think Frosted Flakes are a great cereal. Cereal is cool, man. Like, there's so many good brands, like Kellogg's. That's it. And there's the Kroger brand that we already know tries to, like, you know, do people dirty.
On the brand conversation.
I don't know, like, how we can really, you know, I don't know that we can really trust the Kroger brand. Now, it's not really about my thoughts. I know I've gone off on a tangent here about my thoughts during this
That was the Whole Foods brand.
And I know that it's a little
Watch
personal.
Spawn Peak, someone's popping.
If you feel personally attacked by General Mills, then make a complaint. What are they gonna do? Sue you? It's not like they have more money than you. It's not like they'll win. So when you sue a cereal company, make sure you do it properly. Because if you don't, you will die and lose all of your assets. Now, ass is kind of a bad word. I couldn't tell you why, because it's funny, and I like ass. But I feel like there's 2 different ways of going about it. You know? If you ever think that there's a way, then there's a way. Now, your way might be wrong.
Oh, you saved me there, Devin. Good job.
There's no way saying.
Oh, yeah, I did.
And now, if there isn't a way, then there's a will. And if there's a will, there's a way. So if there's a way, there's a way.
I wasn't
and that's
say anything,
how it works, you know?
You're welcome.
If there's a way, there is a way. And then when you have your way, then you have a goal. And when you have a goal and you achieve that goal, you feel happy.
Now he's doing an inspiration tangent.
When you're ready, you can be ready to go and get out there and be happy, and you can do this. Don't suffer unless you need to for a learning class in school. I don't know. Maybe that's what school's trying to tell us. If you can